tell all the participants one thing. So our guest teacher wife is currently at hospital. Actually, she got hospitalized due to some health issues. But Sir has made 2-hour session as per the promise he made to me as a friend. So we have to appreciate his sincerity, his dedication towards his profession. So yeah, Wafaya, are you there?
Sir, myself, Lakshmi Mukhali also came.
Yeah, Wafaya.
Good evening, madam.
Are you
Good
there?
evening,
Are you able to hear me, my friend from Nigeria?
All right, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What about you?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Let me power my camera.
Okay.
I'm going to be holding my phone with my hand.
Yeah, I can understand.
Okay.
Yeah, I can understand.
I think this is not bad.
Yeah. So dear participants, I think here is our guest today. We are so lucky to have him as our guest. As we all know that he has been figured among the top 10 finalists of last year Global Teacher Prize. And I must say that he is equally as efficient as the Ranjit Singh Desali of our India, because he has all the virtuous qualities that a virtuous teacher needs to have. I think I'm really proud of him being my friend, and he has been contributing to my school and myself personally as a friend. And he taught many lessons to my students, and he conducted many quizzes to my students personally. So on the behalf of my institution, on the behalf of myself, I'm so thankful to you, my dear friend, for accepting. Yeah, I'm so thankful today also, because we are all eagerly waiting to interact with you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Harry.
Yeah.
I'm always proud of your work and everything you are doing as a teacher.
Good evening, Ophia sir.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, Ophia sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon from Nigeria.
This is Yatam Saujanya. This is Yatam Saujanya talking to you from Bapatla. The place is very close to Hari sir, and we are very glad to see you here, because you are one of the finalists in Global Teacher. So we are very lucky, and it is very fortunate to have you in this group, sir. Welcome, sir. Hearty welcome to you, sir.
So yeah.
Thank you very much.
So,
thank you.
Hari sir, I want to say myself.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, the problem here is I don't think otherwise. So Wafaya, my friend, actually he is at a hospital. His wife has been admitted in the hospital, and
Okay, let him continue, sir. Let him continue.
So I think we have to give him I think some
Space.
break.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, we have to interact with him as many times as possible, maybe in future. But for now, I think we have to start the interaction. I will start with Ramesh sir. Sir, Ramesh sir, go ahead and ask the question. So Ramesh sir. Ramesh gar, please ask the question. Sir, Ramesh.
Okay, sir.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Respected sir, it's a wonderful opportunity to our Indian teachers, particularly Andhra Pradesh teachers headed by I want to know one thing regarding Nigerian education system. How you maintain your school, sir? How you maintain your school, sir? How many students are there? How many students are there in your school? How you maintain those students? What are their family backgrounds? How they come to school? Please explain these points, sir.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramesh. I guess I'm correct with that pronunciation. Yeah. All right. Once again, I'm very glad to be in your midst. Always, I think India is my second home. even though I've never been to India before. Yes, and I want to hope that very soon I will be in India. Let me hope this next year or upper year, I would endeavor to work with the embassy, and I will get sponsorship for 1 or 2 programs in India. So once again, thank you so much for hosting me. And please don't mind my background. You will see people moving up and down with nose mask and the rest. I'm in the hospital right away. So to answer Ramish's question, my school is a public school owned by the government. Now, in a government school, you always have huge population. There we have my school, which will have over 1,000 students that are of grade 10 to 12. My school is a senior secondary school. That means the last legs of the last 3 years of senior secondary school, the last 3 years of secondary school. I believe you understand what a high school that is called in the in US. I think the US call it high school. Yes, with the last 3 years that we use. There in the last 3 years, we have about 1,000 students. And these students are from mixed background, but some of them are from very poor background. Some are not too poor, not too rich, but at least they can balance their problems. They can still go around their problems and still manage to live. So, and I don't think we have the very rich children in my school. I don't think any. So below average and average parents send children to my school. And my school is located in a suburban area of the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. Just like, I think Delhi is the capital of India, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah, the same way, yes, I also live in the capital. But in the capital of Nigeria, I live in the suburban, where it's the mixture of the very poor ones anyway, where the majority are artisans, those who do vocational jobs, or very low civil servants, and then market women that are the ones occupying the environment. So they come to school, oftentimes is a community school. So they trek down to school, and then the challenge there is that many of them cannot even afford school fees. The little school fees charged to them, not really school fees, but something to maintain the school, something less than $10. Less than $10. Many of them cannot even pay the school fees there. I think, yeah, it's less than $10. They cannot pay the school fees of less than $10. Many of them do not even have textbooks. When you ask them to buy textbooks so that you can do comprehension, for instance, now you want to teach them summary writing, comprehension, tenses, and the rest. They don't even have textbooks where they can do have the test, the practice in the classroom. So it's a big challenge here. But to a very large extent, my students are very intelligent and brilliant. We've gone for so many competitions, and we've won, where students of very brilliant ones from very big schools in the capital center will also be, and then we are in school on several locations beating. So basically, that's just all about my school. I believe more questions will bring enlightenment in that direction.
Yeah. So my dear participants, yeah, Ramesh sir, do you have any other question, or shall we pass to the other participants?
Yes, sir. I want to know one more thing about what are the timings of the schools and the timetable and other things, sir? What subjects actually taught in his school? What is his subject, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
Professor, what subject you are teaching, sir?
I teach English language.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, I teach English language, and my school is a mixed school, as I said. So we have a mixture of science students, humanities, and this business class. Those are the 3 major departments that we have for the senior secondary school. We have the sciences, and in the sciences, they do physics, chemistry, biology with English as compulsory subject and mathematics. And then we have geography. We have, for science students, we have geography. We have subjects like fishery and some social science subjects. For the arts students, literature, religious studies, the 2 religions in the country, the 2 major religions are Islam and then Christianity. We have IRK and CRK, which is Christian religion knowledge and then Islamic religion knowledge for them. And then we have literature in English. We have government, that's something around political science. We have history as their subject, economics, and some other mixed subjects in that direction. And for the business class, apart from English and mathematics, we
Okay.
have accounting, we have commerce as a subject, we have, I'm trying to remember for the commercial student, and there are three: accounting, commerce, government, which is like political science, and then some other ones like that. So mainly we have three departments where we take different subjects. But my subject is is compulsory.
Sir, what is the main language, sir? What is the medium of instruction? Is it in English or any other language, sir? Medium of instruction. In which language the teachers will teach, sir?
Okay, medium of instruction is English language. Our medium of instruction is English language, regardless of the subject you teach, except when you are teaching the local subject. In the local language, where that's where you now communicate in your local language. And our local languages are Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo language. I speak Yoruba language. That's the tribe I am from.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ramesh.
So, dear participants, and you can ask any question, and if you please.
Sir, I am Lakshmi Mukkavali. Shall I speak to him?
Yes, ma'am.
Please go ahead, madam.
Yeah, I'm Lakshmi Mukkavali from Vijayanagaram. Shall I speak, Hari Garu?
Yes, ma'am. Please
Lakshmi, speak, please.
Yeah, I'm Lakshmi. And just I want to ask you one question, sir. So what type of topics you will be taking to enrich your students mainly? That means you see, everything is not a social science, not in that way, sir. What the correct topics that means the subjects you are taking for the students to enrich and to go into their life softly. How you are managing that one in your schools?
Sorry, can I take that? Can you take that again? I didn't get it clearly.
Sir, that's the main thing is some subjects will be there, isn't it? The social science, maths, English, in that way it will be going on. So these, additional to these, any other subjects are you giving them to the students to empower or enrich their knowledge, sir? To the students mainly, because they have to go into their life with in their own way, isn't it? Rather, we have to give you the main polish from the school age itself. I think so in that way. So how you are going? How you are taking the initiation from schooling?
Okay,
that's
fantastic.
What I want.
I understand. Now, apart from the hard subjects, talk about the
Yes.
English language, sciences, and the rest of them. There are two other things that we do in my school. One, inculcation of soft skills into the students. Soft skills, essential skills, and 21st century skills. Every teacher in my school have gone through different trainings where they learned how to use critical thinking while they are teaching whatever subject they are teaching. Because the children of 21st century may not practice biology, may not practice agric, may not practice mathematics. But with the job of the 21st century, we don't even know the job of the future yet. So every teacher is mandated to inculcate 4 major soft skills: critical thinking, problem solving, or let's say critical thinking and problem solving, creativity, collaboration, and communication anytime you teach. I believe I'm still in the house. Am I still talking?
Yeah. No.
Hello?
Yeah.
Video stop.
Okay, Lakshmish, okay.
Yeah, the video stopped. Sorry, yes.
Okay, you're back in. Now, apart from the inculcation of soft skills into our subjects now, we also have what we call entrepreneurship. In entrepreneurship, students are made to take a subject that is that will empower them apart from the normal regular classroom. Like one of them is catering.
Yes, that's what I want, sir. Yes.
Okay, one of them is catering.
And you see, the poverty also will not make them to go apart from that, isn't it? So the poverty makes them to be standing still. You see, just only the normal subjects we are making here to read. But apart from that, if you go for vocational courses from schooling, then it will be better, I think so. What's your idea, sir?
You are correct. So we inculcate other subjects like talk of catering. I think some aspects of agricultural science like fishery, animal husbandry. I'm not really in that subject. So some subject around agricultural is there. There's some subject around sciences, talk of electrical installation, talk of carpentry, talk of other subject areas are also inculcated. So it all depends on the teacher we have. In my own school, for the science student, we encourage them to go into electrical installation where they can do a form of wiring, work on some electrical things in the house. Then for some commercial students, we advise them to go into marketing. Marketing is a more of a vocational subject here. Then some other ones is catering, talk of cooking, and because food is very essential. So those are the three major trade, we call it trade subjects, vocational subjects that we also do. So, and it's very important. That's really been helping them. Yesterday I was in school and the student mailed me that they were asked to come. Those who can do cobbler, those who do shoemaking, should come around.
Right.
Yes,
Very
those who can do
nice.
shoemaking were asked to come around to school. As I left the school now to the hospital now, I left some students in my office, in my laboratory, where they are working on coding, how to build internet and websites like that, how to build websites and do some games, online games and the rest. So we do
from
that
childhood itself, they'll be very interested in some subjects. I think so.
Yes,
in some subjects, they'll be very interested. If we make them to be in that subjects, if we make them to go forward, then they'll be coming to the top level, sir. I think so in that way. So whether it is correct or not, I don't know. So I'm asking you.
Yes, it's the same thing we also do here, and I would believe it will really help them in future. They are really interested in it, and then they are really making their way out of it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So another.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Another participant.
Shall I, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Lakshmi Gar, please go ahead.
Sir, first of all, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Hearty congratulations, and I wish your wife a speedy recovery also. And thank you for your presence here. So while going through your profile shared by Hari sir, I came to know that you taught English language through games. So could you please say how can you use games while transacting grammar, particularly grammar? And what kind of games would you like to use? Are there any specific games? And what is the secret behind your success?
Very interesting.
So many questions in one. All right, let me start from the game, or let me start from the last question. The secret to every man's success is just his heart. Once your heart is in what you are doing, your brain will make a way for you. Okay, once your heart is in it, your brain will open up, and then you always have a way out of it. I think Harry is frozen.
No.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, I think
go ahead.
All right. So, so basically, my heart is just in my job, and my brain is being creative to always make way for me. And one of the creative things I inculcated in my class is game. This game started with Scrabble game. I believe we all know Scrabble game, where you learn how to spell, and then you follow it in a dictionary. So after that, I saw that my students learn spelling a lot with that. Then for grammar, I use this chessboard. The chessboard, I'm not at home now, so I may not be able to describe or show you the picture. But if I'm going to describe, the chessboard, we have the opponent. So I put grammatical terms, grammatical names like nouns, adjectives, adverb, and types of adverbs like that, collective nouns. I put them on one side, about 16 of them on one side of the board. And then examples of each of these grammatical names are on the other side. So let's say for noun, you have boy. For adjective, you can have handsome. For adverb, you can have slowly, and so on. So two players will be on the two sides, on the either side. And then if you push adverb, and we'll be targeting your own adverb with my own example of adverb. So we just keep on pushing. Whoever gets to the other person first will take it out. Maybe one of these days I'm going to do a video of it and pass it to Harry to see. So it's just my own self-creation. I just created it myself. At times you may also you can use a ball game where you can throw a ball to a student, and then whoever throws the ball, we challenge the other person on the other side that, okay, give me an example of a verb. So If you can give an example of a verb with the ball in your hand, you are qualified to remain in the game. Then you throw it to another person again, and then ask the person to give an example of an adjective. If the student cannot give an example of an adjective, that person is out of the game. So we keep on throwing the ball like that until we have the last person, and the last person is the winner. So it makes learning fun, because at the end of the day, the student will have randomly selected one another to produce examples of grammatical terms. So you can use it for any aspect of grammar based on your creativity. So I think I've been able to answer your question there.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That is Ramachandri.
Yeah. Lakshmi Ramachandruni.
Next
Thank
participant.
you.
Next participant, please.
Sir, myself Purnima, sir.
Yeah. Please go ahead, ma'am.
First of all, I congratulate you, sir. And my question is, which strategy to follow to overcome this pandemic situation in your country, sir? That is how you can able to learn or able to teach. Either it may be online class or offline class. How you are, which strategy you are follow to overcome this situation, sir? Actually, the pandemic situation is overall the world. Which strategy you are following in your country, sir? That is my question. Please, sir.
I understand. You mean how we are coping with the pandemic, and how we're able to teach during the pandemic?
That's right.
Yeah, it's the pandemic in Nigeria was serious. I remember the last class I had with Harry was the quiz we had.
Yeah.
After the quiz, we were planning to do another one when the pandemic struck. And it pained me because I could not finish what I planned. And that's over a year now. So
Yeah.
Harry, bring your student back. Let me finish what I started. So because the girls were not happy, they wanted to win, and the boys won. I believe you still remember. So I would like to finish the quiz.
Sure.
Let's have a class again.
Sure.
So during when the pandemic started, it was tough. Everybody went to hide. Of course, nobody wanted to die. So teacher, students, all of us ran out of the school. But at a point, personally, I looked at it that we couldn't continue that way. So I started teaching on my phones like this. I would record my lesson and post it on YouTube, on Facebook. At a point, I discovered that, okay, I think I wasn't the only one that was supposed to be doing this. I could call on other teachers in the country. So because of my position then, I was at top 50. I went on Facebook and I announced that any teacher that wanted to join should join me, and I would train them. So I trained our 250 teachers have had access to my training on how to use phones to create lessons and turn it into videos. So I was able to do that, and I trained teachers, and then they started teaching it online. Some created their own YouTube channels, some used our own centralized YouTube channels, and today now we had over 100 videos on that YouTube channel. And I must have trained over 250 teachers right there on how to create videos. Then a state, we call it Lagos State, our former capital territory, invited me alongside other Microsoft Innovative Educator experts to train over 15,000 teachers. So I had access to about 3,000 teachers that I trained. So all the schools went online and we're teaching via YouTube. Now, some states also use television stations. They went on their television stations and they were teaching on TV. Teachers would go there and then maintain social distance, and they were teaching. Some use radio stations where they were teaching, and some of us, we had to canvas for online teaching. Some even use what they call Dropbox. Dropbox was like this. You will create a big box under a tree. As a teacher, you will prepare the lesson notes for the student or a worksheet. You go and drop it there and leave. Your student will go there, sanitize their hand, pick their worksheet, solve the question, drop it. Then you as a teacher will go there another day and pick. So there was no contact between the teacher and the student, but there was communication. So many things. But later on, the pandemic reduced, the effect reduced. So we started opening the school gradually, maintaining distance of about 20 to 25 students in a class. And teachers were wearing their nose mask. I think I should have my nose mask in my pocket. Everywhere you go, you must hold your nose mask. I'm trying to see before I'm in the hospital now. I must have my nose mask with me. Oh, I left it inside the ward. So I can go and pick it. So you must have your nose mask with you wherever you go. And then, but I think for now, we have resumed fully in our schools, but we are still maintaining hand washing, social distance, and some other activities. that can prevent the pandemic.
Sir, very good idea, sir. Excellent idea. Dropbox is very excellent idea, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So next participant, please.
Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. Go
Sir,
ahead.
am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Angarani, ma'am.
First of all,
Hello.
hearty congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
And I have a question for you. What are the best online assessment tools, sir? Now we are dealing online classes everywhere. And what are the best online assessment tools?
Best online assessment tool that I use is Microsoft Forms. Microsoft Forms, where after teaching, I put my student assessment on it. Microsoft Forms has a lot of options for you as a teacher. You can use a paragraph form where the student can keep on writing. You can ask them what is pollution, and they keep on writing. It has options of objective questions. This multiple choice questions. It has like it. It has so many options. So Microsoft Form for me is my best. But there are other ones like Google Forms. We have Google Forms. We have this one. What's the name of this? Kahoot. Kahoot is very fantastic. For those who have used it, yes, I've not really used Kahoot because my students do not really have access to digital materials like that. But Kahoot is a very fantastic one that I've seen being used. So I can say Microsoft Forms can help you create your assessment tool very well. With Microsoft Forms, the students can access themselves. They can see the answer immediately. And you as a teacher can quickly have everything collated for you in Excel sheet. And then you have your results collated. So I can give to Microsoft Forms, then Google Forms, and then Kahoot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your answer. Thank you.
Manga, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So next participant, please.
Next, I would like to
Madhavi,
ask,
yes,
interact
ma'am.
with him, sir.
Please, ma'am.
Very good evening. This is Madhavi.
Good evening and good afternoon.
Yeah.
Madhavi.
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 Yes. I have completed my 20 years of teaching with primary students in rural areas. Let me congratulate you for the top 10 finalists for being in Global Teacher Awardees. And
thank you.
Can you please tell me the right uttering of your name? Just I'm asking for true clarification. This is not my question actually.
What do you want to know? My name?
Can you please tell me the right utterance of your name?
Okay, right utterance of my name. My first name is Olasukomi.
Olasukomi.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you tried. Yes.
Okay. And just before a few minutes, I gone through an article of some major challenges that are being allocated in Nigerian education system, like poor funding by the government and lack of infrastructure in schools and lack of teaching learning material in schools. And many of the Nigerian people are not paying interest for choosing their profession for teaching because of getting their salaries even on time. That leads to many strikes even. And there are various challenges like poor cooperation by the parents and indiscipline in schools. Just like that, I gone through an article through internet. I find this article. So despite all these changes, how you created your passion towards teaching, and we are very glad to hear from you. Can you please share some of your best practices and the way that you follow for creating joyful environment in classrooms? Can you please share?
All right. Thank you. Actually, Madhavi, when I said earlier, when your heart is there, your brain will make a way. That's just it. Teaching job is just a calling for me. Teaching job for me is just my passion. Is what I believe I was born to be. I believe I was born to be a teacher, and then I just have chosen to remain in the profession. So regardless of all the challenges you listed, yeah, you are very correct. The challenges are there. Poor funding of schools and school facilities, parents not cooperating, student indiscipline, teachers not being committed, we can mention and keep on mentioning. But one, I have
And
decided
I
to stand
heard
out.
many of the teachers in graduate schools are not professionals, right?
Some, not in all cases. Not in
Okay.
all cases. In most of our
Okay,
public
sure.
schools, the teachers are professionals. The only thing is
Okay.
that because we have a very huge population, there are so many
Yeah.
private schools opening here and there, and some of them are not even standard enough. And then because they cannot even pay salaries of a professional, they just employ anybody. And then when they say they are not professionals, not that they are not graduates, but they are graduates
Okay.
of other disciplines. They must have studied, maybe somebody who studied engineering is teaching mathematics, not somebody who studied education mathematics. So that's what they mean by they are not professionals. But a lot is being done to make sure that, yes, if you want to come into teaching, you are welcome, but you must take our professional courses. We call it, you must have what we call Teacher Registration Council certificate. So you must come in as a teacher, not just as a professional from any field. So, but personally, I have just taken it upon myself not to complain about all these challenges. I would rather solve the problems the ones I can do, and the ones I cannot solve, I leave it. For instance, for a long time, I had no computers in my class. I know, of course, not only me, so many teachers. And I love to teach with the computers. I love to use technology in my classroom. So in the process of doing that, I had to start using my phone. I got a very good phone then. It was a Nokia phone called Symbian phone, where it could help me to pronounce some sounds. So I started with that some 2013. That's about 7 to 8 years ago now. So from there, I got some money. I bought my own laptop that I was taking to the classroom, my own personal laptop. Luckily, my school had a projector that was given to us as a gift when we were having connecting classroom. And then
Great.
I was using both the projector and my laptop. One day, my laptop fell down and I lost it in the classroom. So the school was able to get about 20 laptops, and I was given one I was borrowed one. Or I was yes, one I was borrowed one. Then I started using that one. But today now, I have more than 10 computers. I have built a digital classroom in my school. Courtesy Ranjitan Desale, the global teacher winner, he shared his money with us, and then I was able to build a complete digital where students can have access to digital, what do you call this board that Ari is using in his classroom, an interactive board. I love
Okay.
Ari's class very well. He has so many things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So his
Excellent.
class actually inspired my class too. We used to have our own classroom in the dark where his own classroom was very bright. And then so I now have interactive board. I have more than 10 computers that students can have access to. Teachers now in my school now can produce video lessons. I can put my camera on them and they produce the video lessons and we upload it on YouTube. In this holiday alone, in this last week, I've been able to help 2 teachers to produce video lessons that they have up there. And then during this holiday, so many teachers will pass through me. Now I can train so many teachers also to use the technology, to use both Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel to prepare their lessons. Excel for their
That's great.
assessment, PowerPoint for their presentation, Microsoft Word for their lesson notes. So I can now train so many teachers now, and the impact is expanding. So apart from, instead of complaining that government is not buying this for us, we are doing it and we are happy. And once I can do that, I am happy about it. That's all. I don't care whether they pay my salary or whether they buy me computers. The day they remember, well, when they buy it, we use it. Now that they don't have the means or they don't want to remember to buy it, no problem. We'll keep on getting things we want in our classrooms because we cannot afford the next generation to suffer what we suffered. We never had
Yes.
quality education, but the next generation must surely have it. It's our belief also that quality education can help us reduce what we call inequality. Once you have quality education, inequality can be largely reduced. So this is my passion, this is my field, and I am committed to solve the problem the way I can.
Yeah.
And we also saw some videos of you that you choreograph some concepts with good tune and steps. It's very, very glad to hear you, see your videos.
Yes, okay, let me
We
quickly
love it.
respond to that. Apart from when I couldn't get some money to buy my computers and I needed to teach phonology. In Nigeria, phonology, English phonology is part of our curriculum. So I had to teach it, but there was no gadget. English is not my mother tongue. So it's not like I can't pronounce all the sounds effectively. So we started turning some of them into songs and some into dance steps. And then so it became fun. So instead of the problem becoming a problem, we turned the problem into fun. And today we are glad that we did.
Very nice.
That's-
Very nice. Sir.
That's your strategy for your
Yes, sir.
success. Very great to hear from you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madavi.
So
Let me take a picture.
my dear
Yeah.
my dear friend, we have just 2 minutes. I think hardly 1 minute time is left. So will you be, I can't actually ask you, I don't have any dare to ask you to spend some other 15 minutes because your wife is there at the hospital. I can see the footage. Somebody is walking here and there in rush. So would you mind spending another 10 to 15 minutes so that I can give a chance to the other participants to interact with you? Is it
No
possible?
problem. I'm with you. I'm with you. I've taken permission from her and I'm using her phone too. No problem. I'm with
Okay,
you.
thank you so much. So participants, you are all requested to reconnect again because I am going to end this session right now so that we can interact with
The same link.
friend.
Is it the same link?
Yeah, same link you can click, my dear friend. Yeah. So you are all
Okay,
requested
sir.
to come in again and one more time so that we can interact with this great teacher.
Okay, sir. Okay.